Ooh, backpack's ready though. Could hold more. Let's do that. Alright, bear pack is ready. We'll put that in here. We don't need it anymore. So now, with the bear pack, 45 kgs. Nice. The mine is somewhat done. It took a lot longer than I thought to make my 3 ramp long turns to get all the way down to bedrock. So I had taken a break from that, and then I started working on what my future elevator shaft will be like. And that turned out to be way faster to get to bedrock and allowed me to get down to the bottom. And really what happened is I just ran my iron pick gone. You know, I ran into a lot of gneiss. Let's go in and check it out. Now I added, these are the stockpiles I've had. I'm saving some of this limestone. I made some limestone, mortared limestone from it. Got a lot of sandstone up here ready to rock, but I've been cooking. Making myself some pots. I have 253 ramps plus all the ramps on me and everything I've used. Cooked 2 bloomeries. Did some changes to the room in here. Wanted to place these kilns for glass so I can get to tier 2 quickly. And glass is definitely the way to do it. So I set up 3 masonry tables. First one is just pitch, and been making mortared stone from it, how to make regular mortared stone for the research. Got a whole bunch of research books done now that we have mortared. Sand is cranking, granite to sand, and sandstone to sand. I mean, each one takes a minute. Takes 2 sandstone and 3 granite. So it's just going to be clicking and clacking for a long time. So I made this shaft to fit an elevator, right? It's got to be 4 wide and 5 tall to place the elevator, but the shaft itself only has to be 2 wide, 3 long, right? So then I've been making, you like my little solution? I was using this little step to access this stockpile to drop off stuff. As you can see, I found some copper. Been getting some copper, which is nice, because this touches the forest, the cold forest biome. So there is some copper right there. That's what copper looks like now. I've been getting some. Been getting some gold as well. And tons of iron. Tons of iron, preparing for smelting. And pretty much like, every 15 or so blocks, I added stockpiles as I came down. It was excellent designing by me to make this ramp fit this elevator shaft. It worked out really well. But let's keep going down the shaft. I'll show you the ramp. It's not done yet. Here's another stockpile space that I had made. And this is actually how I've been transporting through kind of a stockpile elevator all the way from the top down to the bottom and vice versa. So this is my Y45 stockpile. I have a whole bunch of stuff in my Y34 stockpile that I need to switch out, and I have a whole bunch of stuff at the Y55 stockpile. So let me just show you how you do this. So I can just get rid of my Y34. This is like a 30, what is this? Y55 to Y34. It's 21 blocks, and I'm transporting quickly. And we gotta get this coal down there. Let's get this gold, copper, a little bit of iron that was in there. Now we have all this Y55 stockpile full. Let's move the Y55. Actually, you know what? I could probably move this gold right there. Perfect. So it's all the way down to Y34 now. There's no space for coal, but you know what I can do? I can just carry some. Carry 20. Don't forget you can carry. It's important to not forget you can carry. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the crafting. Just making a big old mess. Okay. So, now this is the Y34 stockpile. And let's just keep jumping down till we get to bedrock. This one is Y22. Let's move everything over. 4 iron there. And then lastly, I didn't want to make an entire stockpile here at the, what is this, the Y10 spot. So I just put a little small wood cart, and it's just a transfer cart. So I can move everything from Y22 down to Y1. And as you can see, I got lots of iron, which is great because we need to start smelting. Now this is my bedrock. That's the sound of bedrock. Can't go any lower than this. Now when you're playing multiplayer and you're planning on smelting and creating tailings, you will need to either be down here at like the Y20 or lower range, because you need to have a solid block above your tailings. Tailings need to be essentially enclosed. So imagine this was a stockpile of tailings, right? You need to have this entire stockpile of tailings covered, and it has to be, it used to say 11 blocks up. It has to be a solid block. The 11th block is what mattered. So people used to make like these skyscraper tailings, right? So you could just put tailings on the overworld and just block and just have like a mortared stone on the 11th block. That doesn't seem to work anymore. So what works now is you just need to be underground. Just put your tailings far underground. I'm at Y1. There's solid block all the way up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all this iron ore and we're going to smelt it. And that's the mine we have set up. Let's go ahead and do that now. Now, the thing you want to do is, when you start smelting, I don't have the stockpile space for tailings, really. I just have this stockpile that's going to be consumed by this bloomery, right? So this stockpile will feed this bloomery. This stockpile full will feed this bloomery. Okay, I'm going to put the power in there. That means as soon as it eats it, stockpile's empty and the tailings will go in. But the rate to, it's always 4 tailings that gets created for 1 ingot. That's terrible. That's just terrible, right? So every ingot that it makes, you're making 4 tailings. That 4-to-1 ratio, 1-to-4 ratio is bad. So that means if you take, what is this, 500 iron ore, and once I get the better efficiency, you're going to make more tailings than what you get back, or what you use in iron ore. So that's a problem. We're going to need to mine this out a little bit more, and I can't mine these. I mean, I can, right? Because I can just use a broken tool and it's not too bad. What is it? 6 calories per swing, so that's not terrible. And I've just been feeding these to make it to stone, essentially, even though it can be used in concrete. But for now, that's what I've been using it for. So we're going to start these bloomeries up. The bloomeries do not create air pollution like a blast furnace. They just create a ton of ground pollution via tailings, right? So we can go ahead. Actually, yeah, I need to learn the smelting skill. I forgot to go back up top to learn the smelting skill, because I got the skill books done with the required all the mortared stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run back up, and this is a pretty good idea. You could use hewn log ladders, right? Man, that card is, oh boy. Oh, let's put some stuff in. Let's make some room here for this cart. Poor cart's getting, every time you put stuff in, it's like, oh God. Oh, hello. Talk about getting back to the top of the world really quickly, huh? That was a little bug there, but that happens sometimes. Okay, so now the ramp that I've been making, as you can see, there are 3 long ramps. Make a 4x4 landing spot, and that we keep going. Now I did a ton of digging. I have so much limestone. That's why I decided to just use lime. Make mortared limestone because I like it, because it's pretty. Look at these limestone chunks. Lots of coal too, actually. We were super lucky. We got a lot of coal here. Coal having a pretty good spawn rate only in the grassland. So here's another stockpile. Let's move this thing back up. This is Y55. Let's bring it to Y66. Let's keep bringing it up 1 level. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to get rid of that. There we go. Perfect. And then the ramp really I only got down to about, where am I? Y40, I think. Man, there's a ton of digging. Lots of digging. I mean, I was using 4 stone tools, and once they went bad, repairing them. What's this? This is the Y45 storage. Let's bring that down to Y34. Sweet. Yeah, so when I was making my elevator shaft, I essentially just, was close enough, kind of built it out well enough to be able to connect the ramps and use these stockpiles to move items. I mean, I have a cart down here. That's a little bug here. When you place a ramp, it makes this invisible, but as soon as this is iron, so let's take that with us. As soon as you take that, it kind of fixes it a little bit. You break it, and it fixes that spot. But now that I have iron, might as well just take whatever I see. If you haven't noticed, this is the new iron look. It's just dark red bands and sandstone. In the sandstone block is iron. That's iron too right there, right? Yeah. Cool. So I got 20 here. Here we go, research. I am now waiting on iron and copper for mechanics. I'm waiting on 25 iron bars for cooking. And lumber is 17 cloth. That's not a problem. And 20 iron. So now we've pretty much made... Look how many books we're down. So glass working... Completed glass working. Oops, don't want that. Come on, go back. Bricklayer. We learned that. Milling. We got lots of land claim papers now. Paper milling, the most useless profession in the game. You can make paper without it, thankfully. It costs like 12 wood pulp per paper. No big deal. Paper only goes into 2 items. Shelves. A bookshelf and a shelf from lumber, so no big deal at all. I made some extra windmills, I think, for a chef's table, if I remember right. I think so. I'm not even sure anymore. I have been digging for hours. It's been lots and lots and lots of hours. Was that the last book? Paper milling, smelting. Awesome. All right, so let's take the smelting skill. Where is it? Smith? Yes. Let's go. Boom. Already 50%. Now, I don't want to smelt at 50%. I do not want to smelt at 50%. So, I need to find something that I can craft that doesn't use iron from smelting. I don't think there's going to be, is it? The wall candle. You know what? This is so janky here. This is so broken. I highlight this and I cannot. Why? As soon as I take my mouse off of it, I cannot see the crafting recipe, right? So let's do wall candle. Sawmill needs iron for sure. Wall candle is at an anvil. That needs iron. That needs iron anyway. Sawmill is at an anvil, and that's going to need iron, right? Oh, so I'm going to have to smelt inefficiently iron for a little bit. Thankfully, I have a ridiculous multiplier, 426. So, yeah, when you first get started with smelting, you're going to be doing the 20 iron ore to 1 ingot, but still only makes 4 talents. But it's inefficient. What can you do? So I absolutely want to make a bear pack. I want to be able to carry more. I want to make work boots, reduce my calories as much as I can for now. I could use a work backpack, but I'd rather take the bear pack right now because I'm only using 6 calories. You know, I ran out of food, didn't I? Oh, I forgot to grab food when I got the leather. I guess I could eat some bannock if I need. But I'll probably just run back to chef's table. I'm gonna go get some food over there. And I really should have some cloth queued. I need another 17, right? So let's just queue up another. Let's do 50. Use up some of this plant fiber I have going on here. And then let's make some more cell fiber. I'm going to be low on plant fibers, but that's not a big deal. Tons of plant fibers to grab. Let's let these close cook. And you know what? I'm going to run over to chef's table. I need to have food on me. I ran out completely. Ooh, backpack's ready though. Could hold more. Let's do that. Alright, bear pack is ready. We'll put that in here. We don't need it anymore. So now, with the bear pack, 45 kgs. Nice. We got some food. Got some wild stew. Can't even eat that yet. Some bannock. Nice. Have my upgraded clothes, work boots, and bear pack. You can actually see that the boots look a little different and the bear pack is monster looking. It's got that canteen in the back. Some nice thick new latch. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start smelting. We have 500 ore for the left bloomery. Let me see which direction was this. That's east. That's west, right? So the left will be east. Stockpile. Let's go ahead and cook as much iron as we can. You know what? We don't want to cook too much because it's going to queue fast, right? 20 is a lot. That's 200 ore. Let's do 50 ore. 10 minutes. And as soon as you cook it, as soon as you grab, disconnect the stockpile. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Oh, we used east before, so now west. Did I mess that up? Nah, it doesn't matter. I should rename it. Let's just do this as Bloomery West, right? Let's do 10 iron ingots as well. 100 ore. Cool. I did 10 on this one. I did 5. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel because it's gonna level up quick. So, and as soon as you cancel it, it goes back to the stockpile. And I'm gonna go into that right now as we're leveling. So, disconnect. Why do you want to disconnect your bloomeries from your stockpile when you first get started, when you know you don't have the space for the tail ends it's going to require? Number one, it's going to cook. And it's going to stay in the inventory of the bloomery. That's a great way that you can use pretty much any table to consume products that you really have nowhere to put. The issue is that if you overfeed this bloomery, and let's say I queued 1,000 iron. Let's say I did 1,000 and it's going to take 10,000 iron ore. You are pretty much are not going to be able to cancel that job if you feed too much iron ore to this bloomery, and eventually you can't right click and cancel because it's going to need space for it to go. Does that make sense? Hope it does. So even though you can use crafting tables like a masonry table, you can use a crafting table like a cement kiln, you can use any crafting table to consume products and delete them from the world, if you will, but you'll never be able to get rid of that masonry table without an admin intervention. Okay? So, how does that benefit you? Well, let's say you're mining a ton. You don't care about stone. You can just feed a mason, set up a masonry table, feed it stone, and then set and forget. That's it. You've just deleted all the stone from the world, and then the masonry table is just going to sit there forever. So that's a neat little way to get rid of items in the world, like stone or anything that you're not using or don't plan on using, even though you should sell stone, right? Like if you're not using it, you should sell it for somebody else may need it. Or go into a stone profession if you've been mining that much. So now that we have our first iron bar is being cooked, we need to make our anvil, and that requires 12 iron bars. I probably should have cooked 6, but before we even, it's actually just going to require less, right? Because we're smelting, we're already at level 4. Let's go ahead and take our first talent for smithing. It's probably going to be the same as every other crafting talent, right? I'm already almost level 5. It's just so fast. Focus workflow doubles the speed of related tables when alone, and parallel processing. Smelting increases the crafting speed of related tables when they share a room with the same tables by 20%. So this is interesting because blast furnace do not require a room. Bloomeries do not require a room. You can just put it somewhere and it'll work outside. But parallel processing is good because we do want to decrease the speed. Even more than double, right? 2 tables is double the speed because you split the work in 2 tables and then another 20% on top of that. So we'll build a room out of mason, right? Mortared stone rather, for our blast furnaces because they just need to be in a room. It doesn't matter about the quality or tier. So we'll take parallel processing because we'll always take that bonus. And at level 6, I'm guessing you can do the luxury as well to increase the reduction in resources. So now our bloomery has made iron. And it says, hey, there's 2 waiting to be collected. If we hit collect, we not only is the iron ingot going to come into our inventory, but the talons are also going to come to our inventory. And we don't want that. So while this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and... You know what, I should probably... I wonder if I can start the anvil. See, no, it says 0 out of 9 because the items have to be in your inventory. I was going to say, what if I can start the anvil and it uses my iron bars waiting to be collected. We're already at level 6, so let's go ahead and take that talent, which I'm guessing is going to be... We don't care about frugal workspace with these items. They don't require any tier. But if we increase the tier requirement of the table by 0.2, it's going to reduce the resources by 10%. So then it makes sense for us to build a room with at least a 0.2 tier for the room for these machines to work. But right now, I don't plan on making a room for these bloomeries. Right? Well, because they'll stop working. Well, actually, I wonder if I can... Let's double check that. Let's work it out together. So if I were to make the... Does the bloomery require any size room? It just needs to be placed on solid ground. Now, what did we learn from the masonry tables upstairs? That the reduction or increase of the tables only happen if you place it on claimed land. So I had to claim those masonry tables, and I claimed those kilns because the reduction and the lavish, that whole thing has to be in your claimed land. It can't just be in an unclaimed land. You never want to place anything in unclaimed lands anyway, especially not crafting tables. So since this has no requirements, I can just dig out a little hole, put some mortared stone in there into the tiniest room possible, made out of mortared stone to fit these bloomeries. Maybe I'll just chop this up right here. That's why I almost always leave a little bit of space. Chop it up and then fill it with mortared stone surrounding it. That should give me a 0.2 tier for the room. I mean, it should, right? Because this is technically mortared stone now. Alright, so let's go ahead and test that. I'm going to go ahead and do that before I take the talent. So, let's see what happens. We filled in a little room here. Room volume 2, tier 0.29. And we did the exact same thing over here. Room volume 2, tier 0.35. I'm not sure what the difference is here. I don't know. Maybe because this corner piece I didn't get rid of there, and seems to be that I did here. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I have a little bit of one piece of mortared limestone left. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and take our iron bars and our 10 talons. Right. Let's put that back in there. All right. So talons now are replaced in there, and I can take... Is there something here that I don't know? Oh, it's not empty because of coal. Okay, well, we have a little space. Somehow my USB hub got unplugged and unpowered. Back to what we were doing. Now I have this bloomery empty, no more coal in it. And let's take it back into this little room. And we called that Bloomery West. I don't even remember. I can't. It's going to bother me. No, East. This is Bloomery East. Cool. And let's give it power. No, I took it from here, right? Yep. Awesome. Green means power. Status. Good. Let's take the skill, or the talent, excuse me, Smith, Smelting, talent level 6. We're going to make it lavish workspace. Does this now require, still greenlit? Not sure if it mattered, but we want to cook an anvil. I mean, we're already level 7, but we need an anvil. An anvil lets us create the cast iron stove that I've been wanting for cooking. It lets us create pipes, which we're going to need. The mint, just as anyone's curious, this is how you make the mint for the global currency. And I'll go over all the items in a separate video. I've decided I'm just going to do separate videos for all the items that each profession can craft. I'm going to use those, do those videos in between this Let's Play. But anyway, I need the cast iron stove. That was important, right? I mentioned that before. All the other items like the bank, mint, treasury, they're all government related items. But I need to repair, I need to be able to repair my iron pick and upgrade to iron tools, as well as make the iron for all the skill scrolls that I'm missing. And I need those skill scrolls, especially mechanics. So we need to make copper iron. We need to make, what was it? 30 or 20 copper, I think. Let's double check. Iron bars. Mechanics skill book. 20 copper bars, 20 iron bars. I have plenty of iron bars, or plenty of iron, because it takes 4 iron ore to make 1 bar for iron. At max level 7, smelting. I don't think I have enough copper ore. So to make, what, 20, right? I already forgot how many you need for mechanics. Man, I need sleep. I am so exhausted. Okay. 20 copper bars times 4 is 80 copper. I think I'm a little bit shy of that 80 right now, but I can go snag it up. So we're going to make the iron ingots we need, though. So we made 5 already. We have another 5 being made. We're going to need to make a lot. So let's just make 100. Let's sync it. This is east. So let's sync it with east. It's going to take up 400 of, you know what, we should just do, right, we can do what, 110? Perfect. We can do 112. All right, I guess, because it's 4. Yeah. So we can make 112 iron ingots, which we're going to need a lot of them. It's making 90 talons. Each stockpile holds 5 talons in groups. So, and it's 25 slots, right? So 5 times 25. I guess we're going to have just enough space to fill that for a stockpile before I have to go make more. So let's go ahead and make 112 iron ingots from this bloomery at max efficiency. Cool. And let's put that there. Now, I am still going to de-sync the storage. Right? I should probably get a chest for the iron ingots so they're not taking it. Do I have a chest on me? Oop. Ah, man. This playthrough, I've been carrying chests and stockpile pretty much all the time. I need to make a spot for the chests. Alright, here we go. We'll make a chest spot right here, just for ingots and everything to go into. Right? Yes. Storage chest, ingot, IO, right? Input, output. And let's set up that bloomery to output to the ingot IO. Perfect. So now iron. Now, iron is not going to be crafted into the chest because it does not have a talons output. Remember, really important. We'll take that later. Okay, so now we need to collect, move the coal out, and take the bloomery. Let's put it here, and take the bloomery with us. We don't need that there. I mean, you could have more bloomeries. I mean, as long as you have a team that, or you are making enough talent space, you can have 2-4 bloomeries cooking, right? Works really well. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about. I did parallel processing because I expected them to be in the same room. I guess if I just chop down this little stone there, it will be in the same room, right? Well, we can see. We'll check. Let's put power back in. Oh, look at that. Every time it takes a coal. Even though, because you lost the coal that it had absorbed. Oh, I hate when that happens. But it's alright. I got quite a bit of coal right now. So we want to link ingot IO. And we want to link west stockpile right now. And let's call this Bloomery West. One too many O's on that one. It's okay. Now we want to craft pretty much every single iron ore that we have. We should have more up top, and we're going to be mining for ores soon, right? Like we're probably going to have a nice little desert future location for iron ore mine in the desert, so we should be okay. But anyway, we're going to do what? How many was it? 112. Is that right? Yes. And let's desync. Actually, we're going to have enough for one more ingot there. I'll do that. Get that going. And then we're going to split the order for copper ingots by 10 and 10 as well. Cool. And let's drop these iron in here. So we have 10 iron ingots so far. Actually, I should probably use my first 10 to repair this pick, but let's see how I should probably use stone for that. Let's see how this. What's my calories? At 3 now with the work boots on. Oh, I can't put that in there. That's right. Cool. Now, is this a room? I don't know if it's a room. Can't get in here. I mean, I guess it's a room, right? Bloomeries are working. This should be a room. There's absolutely no reason why it's not a room. It should be one room for both of these bloomeries. Okay. Well, they're smelting. Now, somebody may ask, why don't you just store your talents in a wood cart? First of all, if it's inside any sort of vehicle, outside of stockpiles, it's going to count like it's out in the open, like it's out in the world, and talons are immediately going to pollute the ground. That's just the way the game works, so you cannot just store them in carts and leave them be. We're going to go ahead and start mining more of this. Because it's only taking 3 calories for the broken pickaxe, I'm not even going to bother repairing. I want to save that iron for mechanics, because I want a blast furnace as soon as possible. And a blast furnace requires mechanics. It requires an assembly line. I want to get a steam truck going, and that's going to give me an incentive to finish out, the ramps as well. So for now, we're going to let these things cook as I mine out a couple of stockpiles. Probably I'm going to do what, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have 6 in total. And I'm going to leave a space here so I can run down that direction. I can run down this direction. Right now on the map, this is the grassland area. So this is the direction that we should run into more iron. I'm going to go get the copper up top now and have that. This is smelting. This is what a good smelting setup is for talents. This is what you want to create. down here at bedrock. Now we'll talk about ocean smelting just once I set up the blast furnaces, because you're going to need water now for a blast furnace to work. And man, water pumps, water filters, just really complicated. And as long as the world or the server you play on is okay with letting you smelt in the world, do it in the ocean. You're going to save yourself a lot of headaches if you just start in the ocean right away with a blast furnace. Set up this bloomery setup for now to get going, unless they allow you to do it right away from in the ocean. And then all you have to worry about is dragging your ore to your smelting platform. But I just wanted to show you what most servers want you to do, which is to mine and be responsible with your tailings underground, just like this setup. But I'm going to mine out a couple more stockpiles, because I'm going to need those stockpiles to get my iron going before I get those initial 2 blast furnaces created, and they're going to be in the ocean. So we're not even going to worry about mining out more of this space. Hopefully I run into some more iron, copper, and gold. Thanks for watching.